All right, so as I started getting ready to do this video, it definitely was 2:22 on the clock. I'm definitely excited about this one for sure. So I already, kind of have this ready to go as far as, since it is the weekend of the new moon, the way they kind of want to do it is we're going to pull one from each of the moon decks that I have. Because there's potentially a message that, would be needed for this. We're also going to pull from some of these, and then I have a few other ones. But before I get into the actual message here as well, which this has everything to do with the message. So, two things here. Again, you know me, I'm going to dig deeper into these messages that I've been receiving. So I spent this morning doing some of my own meditations that I'm guided to do, and just figuring things out, putting the clues together of um, you know, just digging deeper, right? So two things here that are important. I have been saying this from day one about the sacral chakra, that they were heavy on trying to get the message across of how important, obviously your solar plexus area is right now as well, but it is the sacral chakra. Okay. And then the other thing that I had kind of put together on my own here, and as I'm trying to figure things out for myself, is your moon sign is going to be key right now into helping you really learn more about how you handle emotional things, right? So basically, it's your emotional personality. It is how you handle things emotionally. Okay, right there. So figure out, go look up your birth chart, whatever moon sign you are, read about it. Okay, read about it, because it's going to help. You'll see with how you've possibly been coping with things or dealing with whatever, right? But the reason that the sacral has been so important, and my guides have been really on it, is because, again, with the other message there about the number 5 for the masculines. Now, this can go for both women and men. This is for both, because we have both in us. And with the message about the purging of the masculines, right? The emotional purge that's going on a deep level. Well, again, the women also, yes, it's not fully your energy if you're in the physical body, right? I feel like the men in the physical vessel have a lot more of they're going to be feeling it a lot heavier. But we all know here, we've lived both lives. And it is in our DNA, right? All that stuff. We came back here to clear out old karmic timelines. And again, when I first started my channel, I had done a video, it was like cleanup time. Like, I just kept hearing them say it's cleanup time. It's cleanup time. It has everything to do with that, right? We know. But the importance of the sacral, going from a 3D sacral chakra to a 5D sacral chakra. The last message, there was like 8 for the female and then 5 for the masculine that I just posted. So this, again, they all relate together. This is just crazy to me, okay? There's the number 5D. Well, you want to go away from the 3D sacral chakra. Now, little backstory here. And again, this has everything to do with the times of Lemuria and Atlantis. And this is why when I was doing my own clearing for my Atlantean timeline, I told you I was both male and female. And the masculine life that I lived was very peaceful, just very, a carpenter or whatever. But more recently, which this one, I didn't really go too much into detail. I said, it was a long time ago. I mentioned it, but I didn't go into detail. I said I really don't want to bring it up. Like, it was a long time ago. I was a female in that life, okay? And it's all going to relate here, so just bear with me. And that lifetime was not fun. Growing up, I have always slept with my hands in the air, okay? Like, literally, just random, for years. For years. I would wake up and my hands would be in the air as if like, it almost felt like it was like I was being like either handcuffed or tied up or something. So again, I had no idea until 2022 towards the end. You know, I started doing more meditations with my inner child and past life things and stuff like that, you know, just on my own. Well, that part of me, I literally saw myself as a feminine. It was like a red, I just got the image of darker hair, but like a reddish dress or something. It was a nice dress, but then it got really dark. And I felt myself on a bed, and I could tell I was being tied up. Now, this was one of the scenes that I had when I first, and my only regression. They were two different scenes, and I had talked about this in a video too. Like, it didn't make sense to me. Because one, I was like really in battle, but the other one, I felt like I got like, I felt like I was being choked. And I have the recording of this. Because I was crying, like I could feel like someone was like around my neck. Well, it turns out that part of myself went back to that life in Atlantis as a female. And now I'm making the connection. Life was not fun. What I saw when I went back was like more than one masculine. Just basically taking advantage in more sexual, demeaning ways. And I was held captive in that situation. It was not by choice. So what I put back together from where this is going, before the fall of Atlantis, you know, when it was in its glory and everything, right? They were very pure. The sacral chakra was very pure. They only had sex to produce children because it kept their sacral chakra sacred, pure, unconditional love. It kept that connection, right? For whatever reason or not, you know, there's a lot to it, but during the fall of Atlantis, that is when we lost that connection. Everything became more physical in nature when it comes to sex and things like that. We lost the sacredness of the connection of our sacral. And we are all playing it out right now still, not even knowing that we're falling into those same patterns. And that's why a lot of us came back to not only clear up our own timelines, you know, of lives we've lived there too, but also to help others. A lot of us are coming back to reignite our own master blueprints, right? But going back to the sacredness of it, the more 5D expression of it. So I have to write some of this down because, you know, again, I'm a better writer than I am sometimes, I feel, speaker, but whatever, that's more personal for me. But when it comes to the fifth dimensional sacral chakra, obviously it does have its challenges, right? For those of us who have chose to come on an ascension path, right? Our soul chose to come down here to do this kind of work and healing. It's not even work, it's healing, right? It comes with a lot of hard lessons, all right? This chakra has everything to do with our sexuality and basically how we interrelate with each other. Again, family and relationships tend to be formed from this chakra, okay? depending on the karmic blueprint our soul decides to incarnate with. Now, again, that channeled message. Now it makes sense. The word incarnate, I had just posted this recently about the physical masculine incarnates. And I didn't understand that. So let me read that again. It's depending on the karmic blueprint our soul decides to incarnate with. Incarnate in the physical was really what that was meant to. Because again, I'm teaching myself here with the divine, the guidance and soul. So sometimes for me to be able to get better, I got to dig a little deeper into the channel messages that I'm telepathically hearing, right? So, right there. Family relationships, right, tend to be formed from this chakra. Well, your moon sign in this lifetime might significantly help in figuring out how you handle things emotionally. It is your emotional personality. Again, why they kept talking about, and again, maybe it's just a way to trigger it to me, new moon, because they knew I would dig deeper. Like, this doesn't make sense though. There's a bigger reason for that. It's like, what's so big deal about the new moon, It's your moon sign. Moon sign has a lot to do with this too. And I'm not saying that the new moon isn't important. Obviously it is. It's a great way for us to manifest and co-create and just really, we get that. But we're not talking about that right this second. It dawns on me. The sacral chakra has everything to do with this part of this journey that we're on, right? Okay, let me see. And the other thing too, the clearing, right, that we're trying to come back, the ancestral DNA clearing of the karmic DNA. Because it's so, I said this, it's so ingrained in our physical bodies, our DNA. That is why those who signed up to be the ones in their lineage to do the heavy work of clearing that ish out, this was not an easy job. But like I said, for those who seek answers and wisdom and really want to be on this journey, and you want to come into union with your divine counterpart, but before you get there, you really want to be complete and whole again within yourself, the feminine and masculine energy, right? You have to pass those tests before you fully can come into the union, right? The sacred union with that. And again, what that is, it's when you go from a 3D sacral chakra to a more 5D, back to its purity, that's what you're longing for. You're longing for that deep emotional connection. You're only going to find that when you pass all your tests and heal it and go back to the purity of unconditional love. If you are still in a 3D based living chakra, right, sacral chakra, you are only going to attract a physical based connection. It's not going to be that deep transcendent connection that you're looking for. So you have to put in the work of the healing on yourself, or you will only have these patterns keep coming back. Toxic patterns at that, right? Physical. Again, this was in my message of leaving behind a more 3D based relationship. If you are on this spiritual journey, and again, some people are still at the levels where they need that. They came in there to experience a more physical, again, it depends on how old you are, your soul, whatevs, right? But for those of you who are on this journey, this was very helpful to try to break it down this way. But again, it's a process. Your guides, your intuition will tell you when you've, hit certain milestones, right, through the journey. But a big thing too, with a lot of us came in here, right, with the high frequency already. Like, we are ready in our DNA, our blood, because a lot of us are starseeds. We're not from this planet. In fact, some of us had helped seed this planet, okay? Again, my whole thing here is those of us that came, star seeds, light workers, grid workers, right, to help, already carried that higher frequency in our column, right? It's just a matter of cleaning up our own karmic timelines, right? Putting all those timelines into one. Getting back to the purity of ourself, the balance of masculine and feminine within ourselves. That's why even the masculines in our female physical bodies, for the females, right? That is very much alive in us too, and we as well are healing that. But again, you will in your own time. You have to decipher between the intuition. It's a test, determining what your sacral is saying and what your mind, your heart is saying too, right? And putting them into one. It is about the mind and heart connection, being as one, working in sync with each other, not opposing. And music is a big key. You will find a lot of clues in music. That is what has guided me my whole life too. Like when I express my anger, you'll know, my sister used to say this too, I could always tell what mood you were in by what music you played. That was a way for me to personally vent. I wasn't the angry type who was throwing shit. My anger came out through music and listening to music more, the heavier stuff or whatever. But yeah. Let's see what else we got here. What else did I write? This was a good bulletin point here too, actually. This is another reason why we were presented with such challenging relationships, right? That required a lot of patience. A lot of challenges were there, right? Which that is so true. But we had to deal with very toxic, lower vibrational people, relationships, family dynamics, right? Because it was testing our inner wisdom, okay? And it was our test to fully see how far are you going to take this? And are you fully going to trust in your intuition? Again, igniting your master blueprint, right? Self-mastery, self-discipline, right? And when you do pass these final tests, you will step into the 5th dimensional vibration of your sacral chakra. And that is not an easy test to pass, okay? We all know that, but that is the goal. The divine does orchestrate. This whole thing is a game of life. I mean, come on, we know it's a matrix. It's a virtual reality, a virtual academy, if you would, right? We all are playing parts here. This is just a physical body. So, if you think about it, it's just crazy, right? That's why you gotta look at life every day. Is like I said, challenge accepted. I don't know, it's just crazy, And then I wrote one more thing about the whole divine counterpart thing. This also, and I said that I knew it. I said, I feel like they draw you in with this twin flame thing, right? Well, they do. They do. It's part of it too, because, we're all yearning to connect with our divine counterpart. And that union between those people, they are their greatest teachers too. They're going to trigger each other, but it's out of love to trigger, right? For each other's greater healing and greater strength. But again, I do believe they have to be matching frequencies, or it's just not going to work to be fully together, right? Anyways, so yeah, spiritual mastery is the goal, and it does require your full control over anything that's presented to you, any situation, any relationship, any family dynamic, right? Anything in life, it requires that you have self-discipline and full control, and you trust in that intuition. How bad do you want it? Only you know, right? So again, yeah. Also, when it comes to family, here was another key point here. And this is the last point, and then we'll get into the, you know, fun part of the message, I guess, right? But I think this is the most important part of the message. So, another reason how the sacral ties in with breaking ancestral patterns is because after you do that, you know, it does allow all the karmic bonds to dissolve, right? So I just thought that was pretty cool. That's how we get rid of the karmic bonds and clean up the ancestral DNA. So I don't know, that might help somebody out on their quest, because it's certainly, from what I gathered, hopefully that can make it a little more simpler. But again, you know, if it, take from it what you will and what you're meant to. So let's get into the fun stuff. These two came out when True Nature and Soulmate. So it was really funny because I already had that stuff written, ready to go. And then I was like, for the cards, it was like, they were like, oh, take them out. I'm like, oh, shoot. All right, so we'll start off with True Nature. I know the eternal. Change me, divine beloved, into one who knows their true nature of our souls. Awaken me to the knowledge of the eternal. Let me know my true self as consciousness. So I thought that was pretty cool. And Soulmate, I am one who trusts. Allow me, divine beloved, to trust that the perfect person has already been selected. In the right place and time we shall meet. For you know every true desire of my heart. May I only wish for what you wish for me. All right. And then let's see what they want to do here, how they want to do it. All right, they just want 4 of these real quick. Just general message for any viewer who's watching who might need the message. I heard foundation. We got justice. We got the lovers. And these wanted to come out. The Knight of Wands and 4 of Swords. Well, High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Wow, yeah, and again, she has like a little moon, look, the new moon. Okay. Again, look at the coloring on these cards. Heavy on the orange and the yellow, right? All right, they just said they want to keep this short and sweet. Again, with the 4 wands are in the back here. I know it's the Knight of Wands, but they did tell me 4, but then I heard foundation. I didn't say the number 4, but I'm like, whatever. For me, that was like the number 4 is foundation for me. And look, there are 4 wands in the back of this Knight of Wands. So whoever I am connecting with right now, I do feel like this is the energy, you know, that's coming towards you. They just said coming towards you. For you to be able to just fully embrace who you are and feel stable on every aspect of your life. Oh yeah, that was right. Well, okay, I'll just say it, but I did write down about, because really what that is, the sacral chakra is your stability in all areas, your emotional, you know, your physical, your sexuality. Like if it's, you know, not spinning correctly, it can cause all sorts of things, like, you know, people to, you know, get themselves involved in having sex too much, or isolating themselves, or making them feel, you know, emotionally vulnerable, or just cold. That was another, there's a whole list. So if you take a look at that and realize the importance of the sacral again as well, because it is our emotional stability, just period. This is you coming out of that, you know, and just feeling that freedom of it. Lovers and justice. this will get balanced out. So for whoever you're, and however this resonates when it comes to a romantic relationship, there will, like I had said before, they told me, there will be a balancing and healing on both ends for the feminines and the masculines. Justice is here. And the point for us to get to is to heal the sacral chakra. I mean, I couldn't say it much better than this. That's why I was wondering why they said, we'll just make it quick. So it is confirmation. They're confirming, that's what they wanted to talk about here. And look, oh my God, the bottom of the deck was this High Priestess, the Hanged Man, and the Five of Wands with the Tower, but the Page of Pentacles is here. So this could be a future warning here, but look, are you going to trust your intuition, or are you going to allow yourself to, still kind of not fully trust in your intuition? Because see, look, her yellow light, right? The Christ-like energy, all that good stuff, right? The enlightenment period, right? In this sense, it's not upright. So whoever I'm connecting with, there might still be some healing involved where you might need to really, dig a little deeper. Fully trust in yourself. Stop holding yourself back. You are an enlightened being. It's all inside of us, especially, if you're on a spiritual mission and you're, a starseed or light worker or whatever, it's already in you. It's in your DNA. That's why you're here to help clear up, your family's, stuff too. So, I want you to be aware of that. Keep following your own light. Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself. It's already in there. And there is a potential for a tower to hit, again, with what people really want in life, right? Stop having to work so hard, when it comes to just life. Like, people are trying to find what they're passionate about, right? But they feel like, oh, it just takes too much work. Well, sometimes we know this isn't an easy task. Life is always going to be full of trials and tribulations and tests, and clues. I said it before. It's like my life has been a whole, literally, it felt like I've been playing the game Clue my whole life. We all have. Those who seek it. You will get there, but don't give up on yourself before the miracle occurs. You know what I'm saying? Because that feeling, when you attain it, it's going to be better than you can ever imagine, right? All right, so they want these, and we'll do a few more here. So there's 2 for these. I just heard happy. I don't know. Cut the cords. Yeah, so maybe you can be happy. Cut the cords. Oh, wow. Yeah. Do it. I'm going to read that one too. Because again, these are the ones I just got, so I haven't worked with them too much. Spiritual growth and do the work, confirmation, right? All right, but the cut the cords one is the one they want me to read. But again, confirmation, spiritual work, and do the work. Do the healing on yourself. Continue it. Keep going. Don't give up. All right, so where I did bring that one out. Yeah, here it is. Okay. All right, cut the cords. Okay, your message. In spirituality, cords are the energetic bonds that connect us to a situation, person, or place. There are different types of cords, but in this context, they are connections to situations or people that can have a negative and draining effect upon us. Oh my God, the other message. I randomly blurted out negative based. Confirmation again. We can also create a negative cord when we have an expectation of the outcome. of a situation, especially when it is outside of our control. So, this is an important time for you to release any attachments to people, places, situations, outcomes, or anything else that could be limiting your experiences of joy. Oh my God, oh my God, confirmation. I literally, as like the card went out, I heard happy, happy, happy. Like they kept saying happy, happy. Let me read that again. It's an important time for you to release any attachments to people, places, situations, or outcomes, or anything else that could be limiting your experience of joy. Angels are wrapping you in a light of love so that you can lovingly detach from situations that could be draining, dramatic, or damaging your health or purpose. Extended message. If you're finding yourself hanging on in a situation you know is unhealthy or negative, oh my God, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man came out with the High Priestess. If you find yourself hanging on a situation that is unhealthy or negative, angel wisdom is encouraging you to call upon the help you need to release from it. Know that angels are guiding you to surrender the need to direct and control at this time. That thing I just posted, that channel message about, it's on my community post, and it was for a masculine energy I was picking up. In parentheses, control. Wow, okay, this is crazy. Let go of control at this time so you can welcome in the spiritual support that is available to you. When you ask your angels to support you in cutting the cords, they will help dissolve the connections that are hooking you into a negative situation. You have to do your part too by removing yourself from harmful and draining situations. Hence, do the work. Spiritual growth. If you have any questions regarding a situation, relationship, or outcome at this time, know that you're being guided to find a new way forward, as it will be more rewarding and replenishing for you. Ultimately, cutting the cords is an act of self-care and self-love. Exactly. How far are you willing to go? You have to cut people out. You have to. You have to leave them behind at certain points in this journey, if they're causing this. Again, sometimes, people come in as a lesson and not the blessing. Are you going to hold yourself up just for a lesson you were supposed to shut out so you could get to your blessing? Or are you going to continue to hang on to these situations? Use your intuition. Get yourself out of this mess, right? Just in life in general. All right, let's see. So we're going to do one moon card each. Just see what they have to say about the new moon. So we're almost done. It's time to release negativity. Confirmation. Okay. And then, oh my God, release control at the bottom of this one. Confirmation. I'm telling you, if it comes out, I swear to God. Release control, release control, release control. So, yeah, okay, this one's different. I was going to say, I think, anyway. And it fell under the table. Speak your world into being. Again, confirmation about them wanting you to get on it. Again, funny new moon, right? So it's time to release the negativity, cut the cords, and speak your word into being. How perfect. And then be real was at the bottom. All right. And then I wanted to do one of each of these, and then I'll end it out how I always do. So we're going to pull one from these, because I just thought today should be very positive, and just kind of wanted to focus on that. So we'll do one of these. Keep going. Hold on. Okay. I was going to say, please don't fall on the floor again. All right, so this card keeps coming out, so this might be a message. This is the third time in different readings that's come out. Donations, tithing, and charitable work. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you. And know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. Out like literally 3 times. Yeah. All right, and we'll do one of the heart ones, and then we'll just end it out how I always do. And this came out. Oneness. Holy crap. I went to pick it up, and yeah. All right, oneness. Someone you dearly miss is forever present in your heart. Remember, dearest one, that even though there has been a physical parting, spiritually, those we love never leave us. Creation is eternal. Nothing is ever truly missing, for all is interconnected and ultimately one. All right, last one. Because my thing just said storage was low. That's crazy. Cleanup time. All right, here we go. Dearest you, all your prayers are heard and mirrored back to you from the unseen realms. Be grateful, praise things before they manifest, and always ask for the highest good. When you plead and beg, that will bring you only more reasons to plead and beg. Instead, offer your prayers as sacred gifts, as a testament to your faith in a higher power. Open up and let spirit move through you and comfort you. Add meditation as a way to become empty so you will be ready to be filled with inspire, epiphanies, peace, understanding, and joy. Again, meditate before you do your manifestations. In this moment, your prayers are being answered for the highest good of both you and all life. Sometimes what you pray for is not supposed to happen for you, and your prayers will be answered in surprising ways. At this moment, we are listening intently to your prayers and want you to know that your highest good is our priority. Boom, love it, confirmation. Start, work on your sacral more, get on your meditations and manifestations, and keep going at it. Again, if you guys can like, share, and subscribe, really, I really appreciate everyone who does. I thank you, all your support and kind words again. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one.